The Atlanta Falcons need their quarterback to play well. If he does, then the Atlanta Falcons are a team that could really do something this season because the NFC South wide open. And you look at the Falcons roster, all of a sudden you've got a star tight end, you've got a star running back, you've got receivers, offensive line is good, defense is much improved. And again, NFC South is wide open. So it comes down to Ritter. PFF put out some really good news for Falcons fans. And by the way, if you're new to our channel, we cover teams that don't get covered by the national media like they should. We're big Detroit Lions fans. We have our main channel, Sports Talk Detroit, but we cover but on this channel we cover teams that don't get covered by the national media. Here's what they had to say about Desmond Ritter. They went through and ranked different situations. Under pressure, Desmond Ritter was the best in the league last year. And if you look at the other guys in here, you can see they're all mobile guys and able to escape the pocket, but Ritter did the best. And so here's the thing about Ritter. Yes, does he need to just get more consistent with just being more accurate? Sure. Does he need to be able to read defenses better or just constantly improve on that? Absolutely. But the one thing that he has that you just can't teach is just athleticism. He has athleticism back in the pocket. And being Lions fans, we have Goff, and you can see when things break down, just trouble. I mean, the play's over. Goff can't escape in any way, but he excels in other areas that are really good and helpful as a quarterback. He's accurate, a strong arm. So Desmond Ritter can improve in those areas, though. That's what's so important. He can improve in rooting the defense. He can improve in his accuracy. He can improve in those things, but you can't just like straight up improve on your mobility. So Ritter has that. So it's pretty interesting to see that Desmond Ritter didn't face much pressure in his rookie year, just in 43 dropbacks, but he managed to complete 18 of 28 pass attempts under pressure for 200 yards, and he moved the chains on 12 of the 18 of those 12 out of 18 of those completions that he had. So bringing pressure, usually on third down, trying to rattle him. And so that is the big takeaway. And if you're an Atlanta Falcons fan, you have a quarterback that, whether you realize it or not, can handle a little bit of pressure. That's the hardest thing. So they brought pressure, and you see pressure brought against rookie guys or young guys because, hey, let's rattle them. Let's do a little something. So really good to see that he moved, not only was 18 of 28, but he moved the ball, and he added two big time throws that didn't record a single turnover in those 28 pass attempts was when pressure was in his face and when he was getting faced with a situation that's a little bit more uncomfortable than usual. Again, you go back here, he's ahead of Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and yes, it's one category, it's under pressure. So we're not trying to hype this up too much, but Atlanta Falcons fans are just constantly looking for, hey, are we gonna be okay? Because we've got players. Like all of a sudden, Atlanta Falcons have players all over the place. And let's just take a look here at their roster, because and let's just pretend that Desmond Ritter plays well. Just nothing outstanding, just plays well. What does that look like? Well, Drake London, boom. Bijan Robinson, Mac Hollins, Scotty Miller, Kyle Pitts, and Smith, too, at tight end. Really good offensive line. Jake Matthews, Bergeron's the rookie that they brought in to really be the missing piece to this offensive line. That was the one area that they didn't like last year. Boom, Bergeron's in. He was a tackle in his career, but he comes in. He's a big, strong, fits more of a mold as a NFL guard. Boom, offensive line set. Calais Campbell can still play. Bud Dupree is still out there. Jeff Okudah, Jesse Bates. Secondary's improved. I've talked about in other videos for the Atlanta Falcons, but Okudah's a good player. I mean, he is. It just was time to move on from Detroit. It was kind of getting weird. Good trade for both teams. Happy to see him move on. But he's a good player. I mean, there's just no question about it, but he just lost a little bit of confidence there, but he's got a new team, new atmosphere, starting cornerback Jeff Okudah is just going to be absolutely fine. So I'd look around. I just let's just assume Desmond Ritter's good. Now all of a sudden, the Atlanta Falcons can win the division. You look around the division, the Buccaneers, don't believe in them at all. Carolina Panthers are very similar actually to the Atlanta Falcons, where you start to look at their roster and they have players up and down that roster. It's like, all right, they're they're not going to be bad. So that's a team that I would definitely keep my eye on is the Panthers. And again, they have a quarterback question mark. And that's where, hey, we've been there as Lions fans. We know what that's like to have a question mark. That was the first 2 years with Goff. It's like, is Goff good? What is Goff? And then finally last year he showed, yeah, I'm good and I'm ready to roll. And it just changes, obviously, your entire team when your quarterback can play well. So this article from PFF shows that Atlanta Falcons might have a quarterback. And it's so interesting because they didn't go after Lamar Jackson this offseason. They didn't go after a quarterback in free agency in the draft. Desmond Ritter's our guy, and I kind of don't mind it. I'm a big like go get a quarterback. You got to have a quarterback. But at the same time, the Falcons are similar to the Lions in that they have other areas of need, other areas that they had to fill anyway. So let's see. Maybe we get lucky and Desmond Ritter is the guy. Then great. We've been building a team around him. We can keep using resources for other positions. If he's not, fine. We still had to build those other positions anyway. So we'll get a quarterback, right? So you might as well give it a try for a year. And if it works out, great. If not, then go find another quarterback next offseason. So let me know your thoughts in the comments on this. Again, we are a channel that covers smaller media markets. You know what I'm talking about. The Giants, the Jets, they get talked about, the Cowboys, the LA teams, the Chicago Bears. Nah, we on this channel, we talk about the teams that don't get covered like they should. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see all of you on the next one.